Hey, what's up? This is Gabriel, and welcome to another video. In this video, we'll talk about the accident of Tina Watson, and it's not an accident or it's a murder. We'll talk about this exactly in this video. So the concept here is there was the death of Tina Watson in 2003 in the Great Barrier Reef, okay? And this story became kind of popular in the crime scene because this was a story where they got arrested. I mean, the husband got arrested apparently for trying to kill Tina. So there's a partner here. I mean, Tina and her partner was called. My God, I forgot the name of the guy. So I'm looking here the information here. So it's Gabe Watson. Okay, so Gabe Watson. So the whole story is that Tina and Gabe Watson, along with a group of divers, descended to the Yongala wreck, and Gabe Watson later claimed that Tina experienced difficulties with her buoyancy and began to panic. Okay. He reportedly tried to assist her, but ultimately returned to the surface for help, leaving Tina below. So before I go ahead, I want to talk a little bit about a few things that are important to understand. Okay, the first thing is that Tina literally wasn't a very good diver. Okay, she just finished her open water course, I think, in something like Hawaii. And what I'm saying Hawaii is because Hawaii is like an easy place to learn to dive, period. But the Yongala is not an easy dive for an open water diver, okay? There's a strong currents. It's not an easy dive. And I think people think that Australia is an easy place to go diving. It's not. Some dive sites here are rough. And in this case, this is a difficult dive, okay? So there were currents. They had to do safety stumps. The depth you can see here is 28 meters. And if you are not a very good diver and there's currents and the visibility is not great and you're stressed, this is going to be kind of like an issue. Now, there were no Australians, there were Americans, and they were coming here apparently for the honeymoon. And I read that they did the open water course just to be able to do this dive. This is the dive map here. You can see a bit better here how it's a bit more complex, obviously, the dive site. So it's not, I mean, easy peasy Japanesey. It creates a bit of difficulty. And the first thing that's a little bit weird for me is that you did this dive knowing that your partner wasn't a good diver. So this is the thing that I find amazing. Now, this dive became famous because there was a photo of the accident, and I'm pretty sure you have seen this before. I will show you about this. This is, I mean, Tina, rest in peace. This is when she's already dead. But you can see the photo here where there's a photo, there's a student taking a photo randomly of someone. This is not Gabe Watson, important thing to understand. It's another diver. This is the instructor behind this guy, these big kicks trying to go and save Tina. By then, it's way too late, okay? Technically, she is already gone. You can actually see a bit better that this photo is there. The diver is, I think in that moment, it's kind of like looking at the camera, and you see here. So this is Gabe Watson and Tina Watson, and I don't know who Kim Lewis is. This is completely, I guess, the new lover. So all these are different details that I'm not going to talk about here because it's not completely relevant about the situation with the dive. My whole job here, to be completely honest, is to analyze the dive and understand what went wrong. So the theory with Gabe Watson, the first thing that Gabe says is that according to him, this is an important thing to understand because it's going to be different versions here. So bear with me. So the first thing that says is that Tina began to struggle, okay, shortly after they reached the wreck. First thing. Okay, so she reported had issue with her buoyancy and Gabe attempted to help her. Now, let's stop this 2 seconds. If you have experience, you are a diver with 30 dives, let's say 30 dives, there's not a lot, and your partner is new and she has issues with buoyancy, you can fix that, okay? And the last thing you will do is separate from her. Because issues with buoyancy means she's going to go down very fast, okay, number one, and then you just hold them, okay? You hold them, you inflate their BCD a little bit, you can even hold their tank from behind. I've done that with divers where I take them like this. So it's kind of solvable, it's not like the biggest issue, okay? But obviously, in some defense of someone, if you have issues with your buoyancy, you're going to breathe more, and then if you're a brand new diver, it can actually lead for you to have some panic. So, okay. Now, however, instead of performing a control ascent, that is, okay, Tina, this is not working, relax, let's go up. I've done plenty of times with ex-girlfriends, like this is not working, we're going to go up. Okay, Gabe, I hate that his name is Gabe, like me, left her there to seek help from the dive boat. That why would you go from 28 meters to the dive boat, understanding that you need to have some safety stops? We see here the safety stops required. Now, I have done dives where I went in emergency to 30 meters and I went all the way up to the surface in an emergency, knowing this is risky. Okay, I mean, I know I can get bent, but I'm going to do it. In this case, this guy we have here where this mast rudder is, and he goes all the way up. Okay, because in this moment when we see this photo here, he's not there. This is not Gabe. This is not Gabe. Literally, he is on the boat asking for help. So very weird. Now, the next thing that is very weird is he never literally, reported anyone. He's like, hey, I'm going to go up because she's in trouble. No one. And there were divers around. The fact that we can actually see here divers seeing her. And what is unusual is the visibility was very good, as you can see here. That could be easily, I don't know, maybe 12 meters, 14 meters. So great visibility. Okay. Now, in reality, okay, inexperienced divers can easily become overwhelmed, okay? And another issue is, okay, people say like, what about currents? Well, they could have been currents, but look at this diver here in this photo. Is in neutral buoyancy, right for the photo. That would be very difficult if technically there's currents coming everywhere towards you. Standing up there in that position, it seems to me, based on the way that things are, that doesn't seem to me there's a lot of current. Difficult to see, understand via a photo. But okay, let's keep going. So the first thing is, the question that they asked Gabe was, why did you leave Tina? And what he said, automatically was, well, I was trying to go and help him out there and figure out what to do and go to the boat. Okay, so there was this abandoning that was completely legit. Okay, but the catch is that it didn't make any sense because Gabe knew about rescue diving. Okay, and you don't have to. Another rescue diving course from PADI is super basic. I know that because I'm an instructor. I have to teach people this, but you kind of know not to do that. Number two is what people complain is, why did you took her from the open water course to the Yongala? The Yongala is not an easy dive. Like right now, if you tell me, Gabe, let's do the Yongala, and you're a brand new diver, and in fact, I've been diving like in 6 months, I will kind of, see kind of issues with doing that dive. Okay? So it's been a weird process. There was no body system. There was no situation where they stayed together. And in many cases, what happened in this case is he got arrested, and then, believe it or not, he actually got, had another trial and was proven that he wasn't responsible. Super dodgy, if you ask me. Now, I want to go a bit deeper because this is the typical information that you get on a normal crime channel, right? It's like, this is what happened. What I want to talk a little bit about here is about a great resource of diving. I think it's one of the best ones by far in the world. And this report is from a guy called Michael McFate Scuba. I will put the link on the comments below. That he is amazing. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to try to understand together the dive profile. The dive profile is the data that is in the computer. Okay, and this explains a lot of information for us to understand exactly what happened. So let's do it. So I'm going to put here. Here we go, dive profile. Now I'm going to increase, bear with me, be a bit patient. I'm going to increase the screen here so you actually can see a bit more. Hopefully we can see a bit more. Okay. Yeah, this is not very professional. I understand. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is a dive profile based on computers because they all had computers. And the first thing to understand about this that makes it very interesting is, let's look at Tina. So in Tina, the first claim that is an important claim is she had buoyancy issues. So what I want to do in this situation is I want to think very quickly, I will be back, about these two people are husband and wife. Very important to understand this. Okay, let's have a look. So first of all, they both go together. I can see that perfectly fine. They go from 0 to 5 meters in 1 minute. Nothing wrong here. Okay, here we're starting to see Gabe already lacking a little bit of of being at the same level of Tina. A little bit first of a warning sign, but then one of the things that I see that is a little bit unusual is the theory of she had buoyancy issues, because you can see here her stopping perfectly fine for a few seconds here, maybe 20 seconds at around, let's say 7.58 meters. No issues. She keeps going down. Okay, she keeps going down, and after 4 minutes, she is at 14 meters, and she seems to level here. Okay, now in this case, guess what? Gabe is with her, and all this is perfect. Okay, now there's other, you can see here Wade, I think is the instructor, and in many cases, instructors are always going to be a bit higher because it's actually easier for you to see people higher and see what they're doing. Okay, depends on the instructor, never mind. In this case, one of the things that we see here is the claim that Tina had buoyancy issues. I don't really see how she had buoyancy issues. Now, first weird theory, and be patient, is I was trying to hold her to a point that I was sinking. And I couldn't do it. Because in this case, she seems to be very stable. Like, look, it's stable. It's perfectly stable. And what I find interesting is, it seems to me that there's other divers here. There's divers here. So, doesn't seem to be any kind of issue here. Okay? And then, what is weird is Gabe's starting to go up, but Tina drops. Now, the drop is very fast. So, we're talking about between here and here is 1 minute. She drops 10 meters. Boom, all the way down. Okay? And she stays there. So obviously this tells me something didn't go well. Now, the time it takes him to go down, okay, is the time that Gabe is going to go all the way up. Now, here's an interesting thing. She goes down 10 meters in 1 minute. Gabe is going to go in emergency, panic mode, from 15 to the surface in around 2 minutes and a half, 2 minutes. So that is a little bit interesting if you look at that in that perspective, okay? So that is the way that it looks a little bit, okay? So there's important thing to understand that some things don't kind of make any sense. Now, Gabe doesn't go back again, it seems to me. I don't see another dive of him going back again. So, this is kind of like a strange part, okay? Is why at any stage he went back. Now, what the police says is that, that Wade took about 1.5 minutes to ascend the almost 30 meters, okay? So that's pretty interesting, okay? When in reality, okay, Gabe ascend was way, way slower. Look at this, Wade is here right now in emergency mode going, holy shit, something happened. He doesn't give a crap, okay, about anything, okay? And then all the way up. He's gone all the way up to, obviously because Tina is dead. In this case, Gabe is only going very easily here. And then at 16 and a half, he just bails out. It's very unusual because the way that this shows is that it's almost like he knew that she wasn't going to recover the buoyancy. Look, if he had technically go up, and this is going to be kind of like a bit of controversy, if he had, potentially go back when we're both at the bottom. So potentially imagine that at this stage, Gabe was here and Tina was here, and you can see them staying here for a while, and he has no other option. He's struggling there, and then he goes up. Then you go, you know what? Yeah, he tried. He was there. He was struggling. He's like, I can't get you up for some reason. Then let's go up. But in this case, you have to remember, it's very important that we remember things here, that she is not, okay, in a coral rock. She is not in a surface. She is in the middle of the water. She's in buoyancy level. So by me saying buoyancy level means that she is technically right now here. Okay, so it's not that she is in a place where she's still diving. That is my main point. She's still diving. If she was in trouble at 15 meters, let's say standing up here in the toilet, that is not 15 meters, but presume that she's sitting in the toilet here or in the bathtub, for example, okay? And she is in trouble and he knows that she's safe in that moment. She's safe. Whatever happened, this girl is safe. no drama will happen here, then by all means. But the problem is that no, she wasn't safe. Okay, she was still swimming, and then she dropped all the way here. And when he was dropping all the way here, he was already going up, and he's not going to come back again. Okay, that is the problem. Now, my theory is that this, and in this stage, look at this, she already has been in trouble for around 2 minutes, and then is when we actually see the instructor hear him swimming. So it'd be very likely that this happened, okay, when you can actually realize when that is happening by looking at the dive profile, right? So he's here right now, and he can see that, and that's when he goes down. That is him going down. She already has been there for around, easily 2.5 minutes of desperation, and obviously that is when weather arrived, she was already dead. Absolutely awful accident. The fact that this was so public and the dive data was there, and I don't know any single diver out there, professional diver, that knows about dive profiles, that knows about the dive site, and knows about protocols of not just diving with your dive buddy, but actually diving with someone that I guess you care. That is the problem, okay? Someone that you actually truly care. And in this case, it's mind-blowing that this happened. This individual that I don't know anything about his life apparently was arrested. There's a lot of weird behavior about him after, like, apparently he did horrible things to her grave. He ended up remarrying very early. That is not the point. My point is analyzing the dive area here, and it's extremely dodgy. So anyway, this is my recap of a sad event, because it doesn't make any sense. And it pisses me off. Number one, pisses me off when dive partners put their new divers to do dives that are complex. And number two, this makes no sense. From a point of view of an expert diver, seeing the profile and seeing the reaction, especially if he was a brand new diver, okay, I get it. Maybe. But he wasn't a brand new diver. He knew what he was doing. Anyway, this is my dive review of the horrible diving accident of obviously Tina Watson in 2003 in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, in the Yongala wreck. And yeah, if you like the video, comment below. Tell me what you think. You think that Gabe Watson actually killed this woman, or you think it was just an accident? I don't believe it's an accident, but hey, I'm here to learn. And if you actually think that it was an accident, just comment below and tell me your reasons why. Okay, if you enjoy it, why not subscribe, like the video? I'm doing this for fun, and yeah, I'll see you in the next dive accident. Bye.